you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
We have been talking about the systemic nature of all disease, how disease occurs in the system of the body. How it's all connected. Everything in the body. If you have a chronic degenerative disease, a CDD, as they call them, a disease that worsens, a disease that doesn't heal, a disease that doesn't get better, if your doctor has told you you're going to be on this drug the rest of your life, you've got a chronic degenerative health crisis. And that, because of the way the body is constructed, because of the way the body is configured, how everything is connected to everything else, by taking a few simple steps, you can affect the entire body. This is the beauty of this, the nature of the body as a system. The problem with the nature of the body as a system is you don't just have one problem. If you have Alzheimer's, you got blood sugar problems, you got digestive problems, you've got inflammatory problems. On the other hand, because it's all connected, by simply taking a couple of steps, you can completely eliminate your chronic degenerative disease by simply controlling your blood sugar. You can completely eliminate numerous, what they call in the medical world sequelae. That's things that follow one issue. So your blood glucose, your blood sugar gets messed up, you end up with dementia, and you end up with blood pressure issues, and you end up with obesity issues, and you end up with kidney disease, all from the one problem. These subsequent conditions that follow the one problem are called sequelae. That's the fancy name. What it means is conditions that follow one underlying issue. The only thing a doctor can do is risk manage. The doctors and hospitals and the healthcare system is about managing disease. It's about risk management. They're never going to reverse it. They will never reverse a chronic degenerative disease with the surgeries and drugs and the strategies of the medical model. Cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, heart disease, the leading causes of death. These are chronic, long-term degenerative diseases that the healthcare system, the health model that we spend so much money on, trillions of dollars on, can do nothing about. Doctors will say, oh, you're going to be on this drug the rest of your life. They'll say it's idiopathic. Your health issue is idiopathic. That means we have no idea what causes it. Or they'll say it's a normal part of aging. Your fatty liver disease and your messed up blood sugar, this is just part of aging. Your cancer, that's just part of aging. They'll say we can never prevent or eliminate diabetes, never prevent or eliminate Alzheimer's, never prevent or eliminate psoriasis or acne. They say this all the time. What kind of system is this? Well, first of all, we have to understand that they say this because they can't prevent or eliminate or reverse disease with their tools, with their strategies, with their protocols. There's no medical protocols for diabetes to reverse diabetes. There's no medical tools to reverse Alzheimer's or acne. Why are we satisfied with this? And why are there no medical tools? Because these aren't doctor issues. Acne's not a doctor issue. There's nothing a dermatologist can do for acne except take care of the zits once they're there. There's nothing a doctor can do for heart disease or diabetes. These are not medical concerns. That's why. Medicine steals these concerns for profit margin. It steals these concerns from our life, from our lifestyle. It steals these concerns from our decisions. It steals these concerns from our control and turns them into a profit center. And then we're hypnotized, entranced through all kinds of marketing techniques, some of the sneakiest brain manipulation techniques you can think of, through commercials and repetition and hypnosis. We're hypnotized to comply, to always do what our doctor tells us to do. I'm telling you guys, I've been working with doctors, and I don't mean to rip on any individual doctors. It's the model. The stupid things I hear from the mouths of the representative of the medical models are mind-blowing, and we still comply, and we still obey our orders. My doctor told me. This is why drug costs and medical costs and hospital costs and healthcare costs never go down. Because we're hypnotized. We'll pay whatever. It's like Donald Trump saying, you know, my people are so loyal, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, they'll still vote for me. The doctor could say the same thing. The healthcare, the medical model can say the same thing. My people are so loyal, our patients are so loyal, they'll buy any drug we tell them no matter what happens. Oh yeah, I feel like crap, but my doctor told me I have to take this. I get questions all the time about statin drugs and about thyroid drugs. I don't feel better, I feel like crap. Do I have to still keep taking this? Well, I can't answer that question. You know, you got to make that decision yourself. I sure wouldn't take it, I could tell you that. Did you ever hear of a hospital or a drug company going out of business or having a sale or lowering their prices? Can you imagine a drug manufacturer saying, we have decided to discontinue all of our diabetes drugs because the pharmacomedical strategies of drugging people to lower their blood sugar has cured the disease. We have now eliminated diabetes because our genius doctors and brilliant drug research scientists have cured the problem. They came up with a pill and no more diabetes. Of course, they're not going to say that because reversing and preventing diseases is not the goal of medicine. Maintaining, that alone is all you need to see to be so ticked off that you want to hurt somebody. Don't hurt somebody. But it ticks you off. Why would you maintain a disease? That's what they do. They maintain it. They manage it. You know why? Because it's a gravy train. And our hard-earned dollars, not to mention our illness and our misery, that's the gravy. From the Wall Street Journal, rising drug costs to be in focus at a congressional hearing. Good luck with that. They're doing a congressional hearing to find out about why drug costs are so high. I'll tell you why they're high. Because you've got predators everywhere. Wall Street Journal. Unbelievable. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We're coming back on the bright side right after this.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
So at the Wall Street Journal, according to the Wall Street Journal, there's going to be a congressional hearing on rising drug costs. So that's going to do a lot of good. What do you think is going to happen there? You know, the funny thing is about all of these complaints about drug costs is they never ask the ultimate, most important question is why the heck do we need the drugs in the first place? They just assume. That's a sneaky little trick. You just assume, and then you move forward. It's like the presidential election. We just assume we need a federal government, and then we decide who's going to lead it. We just assume that we need prescription drugs, and then we decide whether they're overpriced or whether we're being gouged. Of course, we're being gouged. Rising costs to be in focus at congressional hearing. Guess what? Lobbyists spent $180 million, over $179 million, almost $180 million last year in lobbying, in bribing. That's basically what lobbying is. It's a more genteel way of bribing somebody. You take them to dinner, or you buy them whatever you buy them. I don't even know. Where do these dollars go for when they talk about $170 million in lobbying? What does that mean? Where does that money go? Dinner? Drinks? Trips? What do you do with $179 million? And that's just last year. That's got to be $1 billion over the last 4 or 5 years. This is what Obamacare is about. It's not about us. It's about screwing the public. About screwing us. Oh, where does the $179 million come from that they use to screw us? It comes from us, from the public, from price costs, from drug costs. We're paying drug companies and crooked politicians, self-serving crooked politicians, to screw us. How obnoxious in your face can you get? But you know what, guys? It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we're talking lifestyle issues, choice issues for the most part. When we talk about chronic degenerative disease, we're talking about just making a few choices, a few moves, because the body's all the components of the body are interconnected. So just by making a few moves, a few different choices, we can change everything. Food decisions, supplement decisions, sleep decisions, mental and emotional decisions, choices, how we operate our minds, how we operate our feelings, our spiritual connection, our connection to the divine force, whatever you want to call it, our choices we make about rest, choices we make about the foods we eat, choices we make about supplements we take. These are all things we can do ourselves, and because of the interconnected nature of the body, every single health marker will improve when we make better choices. This interconnection of the body, of the components, can be leveraged. It can be taken advantage of. We can leverage the networked nature of the body for our own benefit. A few strategic moves and we can create dramatic changes. Understanding this interconnection, learning to leverage strategic moves, taking strategic actions. You know, it's not just fun and games. It's a matter of life or death. Our choices are killing us. Our choices can make us better, or our choices can kill us. We don't need doctors, and I'm guilty of ripping on doctors, ripping on the medical model. But you know what? We don't need them. We don't need them. Aside from being stitched up, or maybe giving us a little advice, counseling us, maybe teaching. Maybe doctors should be teaching. Doctrine. It comes from education. A doctor used to be a teacher, or should be. Teach us, maybe. Educate us. That's it. We don't need you to fix us. That's in our ballpark. That's on us. That's on our backs. What we eat, how we breathe, how we think, how we emote, how we rest, these are the master steps. Now, if I'm missing something, you guys, call me up. Let me know. What am I missing here? This seems so self-evident to me. It seems so obvious to me. If you're seeing something that I'm missing, I'd love to hear from you. 844-236-6010. If there's one health challenge that is the quintessential example of how easy it is to reverse and control the development of disease, it's diabetes, a leading cause of health misery, maybe the leading cause of health misery after digestive issues. And it's an issue that I get more letters about than anything else. And I love diabetes because it's so easy. It's such a beautiful way to exemplify or to model how simple it is to reverse disease. Blood sugar is flexible. It changes with how we eat. It changes with how we supplement. It changes with our nutrition. It changes with our stress levels. Blood sugar is so simple to control. Diabetes is insulin resistance disease, type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance disease. I'm not talking about type 1 now, although that you can deal with that too. But type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance disease, which by definition tells you if you can eliminate insulin resistance, you won't have the disease. In other words, if you can resensitize the cells to insulin, your diabetes will go away. If you can make the cells more sensitive to the hormone insulin, your diabetes will by definition go away. That's the only thing we need to know. Are there any drugs that do it? No. There's drugs that can force your body to make more insulin. There's drugs that can force your body to dump out more glucose. There's drugs that can force cells to do whatever they want them to force cells to do, but that's not going to help your diabetes. And that's why nobody gets cured of diabetes by a doctor. But you know what? Dr. Wallach has done it. I don't even want to say Dr. Wallach has done it. Scratch that. We've done it through things that Dr. Wallach has said or that I've said. Because it's in the body's nature to heal. If we can resensitize our insulin, resensitize our cells to insulin, and we can go from insulin resistance to insulin sensitivity, no more diabetes. It's as simple as that, which means if you're serious about reversing your type 2 diabetes or your metabolic syndrome, the stuff that comes after the blood sugar gets messed up, that is Alzheimer's disease and kidney disease and skin problems and fatigue and high blood pressure and heart disease. These are all the things that follow dysglycemia, messed up blood sugar. If you're serious about reversing your type 2 diabetes or your metabolic syndrome, I'm telling you now, all you need to ask or do, you need to figure out, how do I resensitize my insulin? That's it, folks. One thing, and we can do it ourselves. And if we do it effectively, we will have eliminated the third leading cause of death, maybe the first leading cause of death in this country, just like that, gone forever. Is that simple? Yes, because health is simple. They always, when I do a talk, when I do a presentation, I'm always asked, what is the topic of your talk? What are you going to title it? I always say, health is simple. It is, you guys, it is. This is such good news. This is the bright side. This is the good news that says no matter what your chronic degenerative disease is, you can fix it yourself. And I think that is so darn exciting. Do you know the best-selling drug, or the most widely prescribed drug, I should say, in this country is Synthroid, or generic Synthroid, generic thyroid drug. Why? Because we have an epidemic of thyroid disease. Why? Because everything is thyroid disease or hypothyroidism. Everything. Chronic degenerative disease is always preceded by and always leads to. It's a circle. It's preceded by and it leads to thyroid issues. It's preceded by hypothyroidism and it leads to more hypothyroidism, which leads to more chronic degenerative disease. And unless your doctor has been listening to the bright side, he has no idea why this is. But you do if you've been listening, because we've been telling you for years. First, the digestive system gets whacked out. Then the blood sugar system gets whacked out. And then the thyroid, and the adrenal thyroid, I should say, the adrenal thyroid complex get whacked out, and then you're off to the disease races. And the disease itself causes more hypothyroidism, which leads to more chronic degenerative disease. But the beginnings of it are the digestive system and the blood sugar system always. It doesn't matter what your doctor told you about your blood sugar. If you have a CDD, a chronic degenerative disease, you have dysglycemia and a messed up digestive system, pretty much by definition, which is the best news anybody with a health challenge can hear. Because who controls our blood sugar? Who controls our digestive system? We do. Simple as that, folks. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about inflammation and microinflammation as we continue talking about fats and the lymph, the fatty system of the body, and the steroid system of the body, and even the skin, which we haven't really talked about here lately, but we'll continue in the coming days on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Michigan. What's up, John? Welcome to the bright side.
I wasn't calling about diabetes, but there's a gentleman in your state, Tom Smith, at Loveland, Colorado. He has a website, healingmatters.com, and he gives the whole history of diabetes because he was told to go home and die, and he did the research and cured himself.
Nice.
He said that he says the Orthodox medical community cannot afford to cure this disease. It's a financial backbone of the entire Orthodox medical establishment.
He is absolutely right on. I haven't heard of this guy. Tell me the website again.
Healingmatters.com. He's in Loveland,
awesome.
Colorado.
I will reach out to him. Thank you for...
Everyone should read this whole thing because it'll really expose it. It originated as an epidemic in the 1920s, but it go on. But I was calling about this methotrexate that my mother-in-law was on.
Awful drug. One of the worst, and there's a lot of bad.
It ended up killing her, and the family sued and got a settlement from the doctor.
Really?
Yes.
This was your mom? This was your mom, you said?
My mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law. And what? Now, can I ask you a couple questions here? What was she taking? What was she given the methotrexate for?
Oh, of course, it's the rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid, great. And so for the listeners, let me just tell the listeners real quick. For the listeners, methotrexate is a drug that kills cells, period. It's chemotherapy. It's used to kill cells, to kill cancer cells, but it'll kill any cell. Why they give it to you for rheumatoid is because it kills the immune system cells, so you don't have an immune problem, which is what rheumatoid is. It's the most... There's a lot of deadly toxic drugs. Near or even maybe at the top of the list is methotrexate. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Why I brought that up is because your audience has to hear this, that Glenn Fry's died of complications from the medication. His manager came out and says that for 15 years he's been taking this.
What has he been taking? Methotrexate?
To manage
what drug?
It didn't say. They call them DMARDs or biologics. They make it sound like it's a really good thing, biologics.
It was a biologic they were giving him for 15 years, like Humira or something like that?
Well, there's Remicade, Enbrel.
Right.
And they all have these, it says, these side effects. There's no benefit to the drug, but they end up with the issue. It slows the progression, but it doesn't. So
it doesn't even slow. It stops the inflammation and the immune system. It shuts down immunity. It's the standard operating procedure from the medical model when it comes to immune diseases. Shut down the immune system. I was talking to a gal. I got a call from Israel yesterday from a gal who had ulcerative colitis, and she was given prednisone. And so she didn't know, I was telling her the whole thing. Other countries, they don't necessarily know some of the stuff we know, and she hadn't heard about the immune system and anti-inflammatories and anti-immunity. So I told her, I said, they're suppressing your defense system. And I gave her a metaphor. I said, what if an Arab country attacked Israel? You got all these other countries that are attacking you. What if an Arab country attacked Israel and the prime minister said, okay, army, you're going to stand down now. Okay, Defense Department, you're going to stand down now. So there won't be any war. Of course there won't be any war, because there's only one side fighting. But that's not going to help you. That's not going to help the problem. If you tell the Defense Department to stand down, she finally understood it because I put it in that framework. And it's really that simple. If the body's being attacked, it will inflame. You can shut down the inflammation artificially, but the body's still being attacked. You haven't done anything about the attack. And that's the problem. We disguise the causes, and then we go ahead and do what we're told. And then we pay the price, like Glenn Fry. And I'm not surprised that I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that, John. Thank you for sharing that. But I'm not surprised that the drugs killed him, or at least his manager thinks that. Anyway, anything else, John?
Yes. A friend of mine, his wife was killed by, she died from excessive prednisone. Her calcium was depleted. But what has to be exposed, folks out there that are taking these drugs, is none of these doctors link diet to any of these conditions, which is disgusting.
They think it's a joke. They think you're a wacko. You're a health nut wacko.
And so your diet is critical. And again, I brought up Jordan Rubin last week. He cured himself of the same symptoms and conditions with kefir, which is the fermented milk, and also your fermented sauerkraut. Your stomach is your most important, like you always say.
The intestine, the digestive tract.
And these doctors do not touch it at all. The oncologists, they won't take the chemo, but they give it, and they don't talk diet at all. So Glenn Fry's death should have opened the eyes to everybody with this rheumatoid and start questioning your doctors and colitis, and get this your digestive system healed first before you try to do anything else.
Wise words, John. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. HealingMatters.com. Take care, brother. Thank you. All right, Francis. What's up? Francis in Washington. Welcome to the bright side.
Yes, let's see, 30 days ago yesterday, I had a quadruple bypass.
Okay.
5 days later, I came home on New Year's Day, and he gives me this whole packet of drugs. So I'm going through them here.
How many?
And one is called Senna or something.
Senna, S-E-N-N-A?
Yes, and
That's
the other one
that's actually an herb.
Okay, the other one is called Coreg.
Coreg, yeah. You know what? We got to take a break. Can you hang on? Hang on through the break, okay? We'll get you when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're in Washington talking to Francis. Francis, Senna and Coreg was the last thing you said. Yeah, quad bypass surgery. You sound good.
Anyway,
you sound good, though. You sound like you got some strength there. Coreg and Senna, and then what? You want to continue telling me the drugs, or?
One's Lipitor, one's aspirin, one's OxyContin, and I do my usual research, and one of these, the first paragraph, first 3 sentences, causes renal failure, extreme liver damage, and has something about death.
More than likely the Coreg. That's a beta blocker.
Okay, so I scroll down a little bit, and, you got the little thing on the side there that tells you when you're at the bottom of the page or whatever. I'm not a third of the way down. Here's the exact same warning again for the same drug.
Francis, is this absurd? I mean, it's tragic, it's absurd, and you got to turn your radio down, though. I got a terrible echo, Francis.
The radio's not on. It's off.
It's not on. Okay, well, maybe.
So anyway, and I'm just thinking, I'm lucky to get out of the hospital without staff, without anything else, whatever. Right. So, and I never get zits. I came home, I had 35 zits from my waist to my scapula. So I immediately get on 10 gallons of distilled water. I haven't taken a pill. I got all their poison pumped out of me. And it's been 30 days yesterday since I had the operation. I feel fine. So
You're awesome, Francis. That's a great story. Hey, listen, Francis, do me a favor, man. If you'll send an email to ben@ksco.com, and put your mailing address, I'm going to send you out a free Beyond Tangy Tangerine on me. All right? You'll do...
yeah, I don't do mail. Why don't you give it to somebody else that really needs it, man? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Have a good year.
God bless you, my friend. Take care. Good luck with everything, too, at the bypass surgery. Quadruple bypass. Oh, my goodness. Socrates, what's up, man? Socrates in New Hampshire.
Ben, I called last week because I believe that we diagnosed probably my immune system was weakest and because I had insomnia. And so you gave me a good strategy to fight that, and it was successful.
Tell me tell the listeners one more time. Just bullet points because I'm running out of time here. Just tell me.
So I was able to take vitamin C and get 12 hours of sleep along with a little bit of zinc picolinate, and in 48 hours, something that I would expect to take 2 weeks, God was better in 2 days.
Isn't that awesome?
I appreciate that.
Oh, no, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Socrates. I appreciate it.
Today I wanted to ask you if I could extend that further.
Okay.
My diet has been pretty, I say this in the most honest manner, because I've been obsessed with nutrition for about 10 years.
Okay.
But in the past, I would say 3 years, there's a correlation with my chronic insomnia and weight gain. Is this the likely culprit? Is that
yes, it's they're connected. They're both caused by the same problem: cortisol, stress. Something's burdening the body. When your body thinks its life is being threatened, it's not going to let you sleep. So you can remember I started off the program by saying there's these simple mechanisms that are behind everything. Stress, and I hate that word stress because it's almost cliche at this point, but burden on the body will initiate the secretion of hormones that are designed to save you. One of the ways the body thinks it's saving you is by not letting you sleep, because presumably if there's a tiger about to bite your head off, you're not supposed to fall asleep. So insomnia is related to the body's desire to keep you alive, to survive, and the hormones that are associated with that, specifically cortisol. Weight gain's the same thing. When you have weight that you cannot lose, guaranteed hiding behind it is a body that thinks its life is at stake. And this is what inflammation is about. This is what immunity is about. This is what lack of healing is about. This is what obesity is about. This is what blood sugar changes are about. If you backtrack far enough, you'll find a body that thinks its life is being about to be snuffed out. So what you got to do is you got to calm the body down. Now, here's the caution, everybody. Here's the caution. When I talk about stress, everybody thinks about mental stress and emotional stress. When I talk about burden and cortisol, everybody thinks about mental and emotional reasons. But there's physical reasons why there's stress. Breathing or lack of breathing can cause it. Degenerative disease can cause it. This is where the vicious circle and vicious cycle comes in. Stress leads to degenerative disease, which leads to more stress, which leads to more degenerative diseases. So you've got to calm the body down, Socrates. There's lots of ways to do it. And everybody listening, it's not just Socrates who has to do this. If you're dealing with cancer or heart disease or diabetes, especially cancer, any chronic degenerative disease, you've got to calm the body down. You do it by eliminating food or reducing food or caloric restriction or fasting first, because food represents a major burden to the body. So a day or two of fasting. You do it by eliminating problem foods, because problem foods are a major stressor on the body. You do it by stabilizing blood sugar, because sugar represents a burden and a stress on the body. A little bit of sugar you need, but after that little bit, you've got emergency. And over the course of days and weeks and months and years, you get long-term emergency, you get long-term secretion of cortisol. Figuring out how to lower and calm the body down, calm down the emergency response is the key, Socrates, behind insomnia, behind immune problems, behind blood pressure issues, behind whatever it is, behind obesity, behind weight gain. Calm the body down. Number one, digestive strategies, caloric restriction, fasting, and eliminating problem foods. Number two, stabilizing blood sugar. That means eating less of it and then using nutrients that help you process the blood sugar, especially the B vitamins, which are your stress vitamins, FYI. And water soluble, so we pee them out and become deficient very readily. Third, make sure you're practicing slow, deep breathing. Fourth, make sure you're moving your body around to circulate the lymph and circulate the blood. Fifth, make sure that you're using mental, emotional, and spiritual strategies to relax the body. Sixth, make sure you're on a nutritional supplement program. And that means the mighty 90 essential nutrients, but especially water-soluble nutrients, the B's, C, and your electrolytes, which are all intimately connected to energy and the stress response. They're all important, but we lose these B complex, vitamin C, and electrolytes in our urine all the time, and if they're not replaced, it's very easy to be deficient. Socrates, I got to motivate, my friend, but you got lots of strategies there, and thanks so much for sharing your success story. I really appreciate it. Take care, bro.
Thank you.
All right, Virginia in Ohio, you've been holding on forever. I apologize. What's going on?
Hi, I called about a week ago, and I started the program you suggested for eczema.
Okay.
And it's already considerably better.
Praise God. Can I get a praise the Lord, Virginia?
But I have another problem.
Yes. No, I want to hear about the eczema.
Eczema, it rotates to one
Virginia,
side.
Stop, Virginia. I want to talk about the eczema real quick. So you had eczema. What did you do? Because listeners have eczema out there. Share with them.
I started the 20,000 units of vitamin A, the vitamin E, and the vitamin D of, the amount you suggested there, 400 of E. And
okay. How about the EFAs? Did you do your
the EFAs? I'm doing 9 a day.
Nice. And anything with food? Did you start to notice anything with food?
I haven't got that straightened out yet. One question I had is, can you take the supplements while on the elimination diet?
You mean while fasting or while on the elimination diet? Well, on the elimination diet, that's just eliminating foods one by one. That's not a problem. But sometimes people have a concern about fasting and supplementation. Here's the thing about supplements. They're non-caloric. They don't have calories to them. When you're fasting, what you're really doing is you're restricting calories. You're reducing or eliminating calories, because calories are work. Okay. However, it doesn't really matter if you take a couple days off your supplements. So theoretically, it's not going to make a difference, but if you want to take a couple days off your supplements, it's not the end of the world. The most important thing when you're doing your fast is to calm the body down, and the supplements they're neutral in that regard.
Plus, I'm rubbing in the vitamin A and the vitamin D.
Right on there from the capsule. Good for you. Good for you, Virginia.
Yeah.
You're going to eliminate this entirely. Love for you to get to the food thing. Yeah. Ask your question real quick, because we're going to run out of time.
Okay. My other problem is my neck and my head rotates to one side, but I can move it back to the other side. It shakes and it causes pain.
You're inflamed in there. You've got some swelling inside there, and by swelling, I don't mean big swelling. I mean micro inflammation. So you're not going to see the swelling. It'll be microscopic, but it's keeping the ligaments and the tendons in there from healing, and there's probably some pressure. Some of the inflammation is causing some pressure on the nerve. So what you got to do is you got to have the inflammatory system calm down. Usually that means food. It's probably related to the same things that are causing the eczema, and that is that you're eating something that the body is rebelling against. It's always the first thing to think about. So that food diary is very critical, which you might want to throw in some glucosamine, glucogel caps, and don't forget bone soup. Love that bone soup for all inflammatory issues, joint issues, tendon issues, digestive issues.
Okay, I have taken some glucogel.
Keep taking it. Take lots of it. Okay, and then also yoga or some kind of stretching might help you too. But be very careful with stretching exercises at the neck area, but still that could be helpful. Hey, I got to go. We're out of time. Thanks so much for your call, and thanks for sharing. Appreciate it, Virginia. All right, that's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Registered pharmacist Ben Fuchs understands the importance of supplementing with glucosamine and chondroitin for optimal health and vitality. That's why he recommends Glucogel from Youngevity.
Get on the glucogel caps from Youngevity. They're a great way to treat arthritis and any kind of joint issues. And oh, by the way, glucosamine is great for helping support the vascular system, the blood vessel system too. So you'll get multiple benefits from the glucogel caps. You'll be able to treat your arthritis and joints as well as the circulatory system. And also the glucogel caps can help prevent wrinkles. The glucogel caps support collagen synthesis.
Take Pharmacist Ben's advice and support your joint, circulatory system, and skin health by ordering Glucogel from Youngevity. Call 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy, formerly Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, Air National Guard and Reservist. I'm looking for veterans, active duty military personnel to join the 90 for Life crusade to save America. She needs your skills, courage, and loyalty more than ever. Contact GCNteam.com. Because of the financial and healthcare collapse, veterans are currently struggling finding jobs. Frustrated looking for a job? Change your tactics. Join the 90 for Life crusade to save America. Start a healthcare business with FDI Longevity 90 for Life crusade. Contact GCNteam.com immediately. We're looking for military specialists who can use a computer, can communicate information, and execute a battle plan. Join the admirals, Navy SEALs, Marines, pilots, Army officers, military police, sheriffs, police officers, firemen, and first responders already enrolled in the 90 for Life crusade. Contact GCNteam.com now. FDI Longevity will help you apply your military skills to the task of saving America through health and financial programs. Contact GCNteam.com. Enlist in GCNteam.com and save America.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online, and I found it. It's BuySellMakeOffer.com, a brand new company that's the newest and best way to sell products online. You can even use Skype or video to sell your car, home, any product. You get 30 days free, packages starting from only $7.95, and BuySellMakeOffer.com never charges item fees ever. Just go sign up, then load your stuff to sell. I love this site. BuySellMakeOffer.com. Got it? BuySellMakeOffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand, deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. FortressClothing.com.
Why be held hostage by your wireless carrier for 2 years? What if you had no contract, no activation fees, no hidden costs, tracking, tracing, harvesting customer data, or draconian gimmicks, all on the nation's best 4G LTE network? Introducing Pix Wireless. Bring your phone and other qualifying devices to Pix and to choose a plan starting at only $14 a month. Get connected now. Call or click 1-866-267-2056 or pixwireless.com. Spelled P-I-X, wireless.com. Pick Pix and get connected today.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowitz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallet, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.